Trump having a tough time courting support among female voters this election, especially after some of the sexually charged comments that have come to light. And now it looks as though we could be seeing an impact as women vote early in key battleground states. There's a Wall Street Journal NBC News poll showing, too, that Hillary has 67% and Trump just 17% when it comes to who they believe would better handle women's issues. But I want to bring in Jennifer Lim, founder of Republican Women for Hillary, and Amy Kremer, co-chair of Women Vote Trump. Thank you, ladies, for both of you being with us. We are seeing an uptick in early voting for females in North Carolina, in Florida, in Georgia. These are pivotal states for both of these candidates. Amy, I want to start with you because there are a lot of women, I'm sure, who are out here watching, and they don't like Hillary Clinton, but they don't like Donald Trump either. How do you, as a Republican, reconcile what he has said about women in order to cast your vote for him?
Well, Christy, I think women are smart, and we're going to vote on what is best for our families. And I think that takes priority out of it over everything. I think the electorate, they're not happy with either one of these candidates. And so I think you have to take the emotion out of it and look actually at the issues and the facts. And under President Obama, the poverty rate with women, 16.1%. That's 2 million more women in poverty since Barack Obama's taken office. With Hillary Clinton, we're going to have 4 more years of the same. There's not going to be much difference. And I think what you're seeing going around the country right now is that this truly is the election of our lifetime. It's unlike any other because you're talking about open borders, probably single-payer health care. I can go on, and Donald Trump is exactly the opposite. And so women are concerned about jobs in the economy, which we're growing at 1%, which is abysmal. And women want to know that they can put food on their table, gas in their car, and pay for their families. That's what, and also national security. And Donald Trump's going to secure our borders and make sure that we don't have any more attacks on the home front. So I think those are the issues that women are going to be focused on, and they're not going to pay attention to all this other rhetoric.
Well, and a lot of people are concerned too about Supreme Court nominees. So yes. Jennifer, let me ask you this. You are a Republican. What swayed you to Hillary Clinton, first of all?
Well, I think like many Americans, I never thought that Donald Trump would get this far. But when it came down to Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, I know one candidate can represent me as a woman and as a reasonable policymaker. And Donald Trump has shown over and over again that he thinks of me as a second-class citizen, and he can't represent me. And, I'm going to agree with Amy that women are smart, and they're going to show what they think about this election when they go to the polls.
So, Jennifer, is it safe to say, as a Republican, that if it was anybody other than Donald Trump on the ticket, you would not be voting for Hillary Clinton?
Well, I was a big fan of Jeb Bush early on. I could have voted for Marco Rubio, any of the reasonable Republican candidates. So, I would be voting for them this election. But, given the choice between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, the choice is clear for me as a Republican and as an American.
Is in this article in Politico, they're showing when we talk about early voting, in North Carolina alone, 87,000 Democratic women have already moved to cast early ballots, compared with just 60,000 Republican women, 87,000 Democratic women to 60,000 Republican women. In Florida, 55% of the 880,000 people who voted as of the end of the day Wednesday are women. This is a huge electorate, a huge chunk of the electorate. Amy, do you get the feeling that Donald Trump has unintentionally sabotaged his own campaign?
Actually, Christy, I don't. He's made mistakes. He's a human being, and that's to be expected. Both of them are human beings. But what I do believe is that the entire establishment is against him. And when I talk about establishment, I'm not talking about just Republicans. I'm talking Democrats, Republicans, and I'm sorry, but the media too. If you look at the amount of coverage that Donald Trump has gotten about his scandals versus the amount of coverage that Hillary Clinton has gotten, it's off the charts. I believe last week it was 7-1. So yes, he may have made some mistakes, but also I think the entire establishment is behind him. And I do have to say, if I can just add this, that, you know, Donald Trump is the candidate for the Republican nominee simply because of what the Republicans have not done since they've been in office, the Senate and the House. So if you want to look at somebody to blame, look at the Republicans that are in office. And when they say, we have to stop Hillary Clinton, you have to make sure that we hold the Senate and the House. What, are they going to stop Hillary Clinton just like they did Barack Obama and kept him in check? I don't think so. And I think that's really one of the reasons why that people need to look at this election and take the emotion out of it and look at the issues. I think it's more important than ever.
When we look forward to whomever ends up in the White House, they are inheriting, at the end of the day, a very divided nation. Jennifer, how do you think Hillary Clinton can win people over? Is it even possible, once she gets in the White House, to unite this nation as a party? I mean, we're looking at some divisions here that a lot of us feel we haven't seen in years.
Well, and I think in the third debate, we got a real look at what each candidate looks at when they see America after the election. For Hillary, we saw her talking about, reaching across the aisle. She's running for all Americans, even if they don't support her. But what we see from Donald Trump is he doesn't even agree with a peaceful transfer of power in America, which is extremely scary rhetoric. And
Jennifer, that's not true.
Well, Amy, I think I would disagree with that, because you can see in the third debate, all he's talking about is these, points of fear, and he's trying to stoke fear and throw doubt on the election process. And those are really scary things. And that was the big takeaway from the third debate. And those are two different Americas. And I don't think any of us want to live in Donald Trump's America.
Well, we know that, again, that women are coming out in really large numbers before November 8th. Jennifer Lim, Amy Kremer, thank you so much for the conversation.
Thank you.
Good to talk to you this morning.
Thank you.